This is my first time here tonight. So, I'm a daddy's girl, always have been. Me and my dad hit a rough patch for about 4 or 5 years. He then had a couple heart attacks after having heart problems when he was a kid, and now has second-level heart failure, which is absolutely terrifying. But we have this bad relationship, so of course I'm scared and love him, but like, how do you fix all this stuff that happened between us? Well, my senior year was probably the worst senior year of high school a kid could wish for. Just within the school, it was absolutely horrifying. And I had problems with churches. I've been to a lot of not so good ones. And so my senior year, finally, I found a church, Applegate Christian Fellowship, for any of you that have heard of it. And that's where my dad went. And I kind of leaned on it so much my senior year, because I lost everything else. And my dad and me are like best friends now, which is amazing. And so senior year, all that changed, and I realized, why I had kept falling away from God before senior year. He showed me the people I needed to get away from. So I got here leaning on God. Me and my dad are great. I have a great relationship with the rest of my family, and those are the people I leaned on for the past year. And I didn't know this place existed. And so fall term went good, winter term, I was thinking about transferring back home, and I did not want to go back. I don't want to go to school with those people. They're terrible. And so I missed my family. I wanted to be back home with them. And then a few days ago, it's weird. I've been going to the chiropractor, and they do this electrical thing, and it feels like there's like a hand just rubbing your back. I'm like sitting on my bed, and I'm like sitting there thinking about how I'm going to tell my family I'm going to transfer back. And all of a sudden there's this hand on my back, and I just feel like, Kelsey, you're okay. Just chill. Well, then the next day, Raul told me about this place, and I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I came here tonight and worship. You guys had me. The Lord moving through here, so I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you guys.
Let's look right up here. I'm Riley, for all of you that don't know. Well, I went to that men's retreat as well, and it was powerful. Just saying, growing up, I was really emotional actually. My brothers really put me down a lot. And so they always told me, oh, you're so soft, you cry a lot. And so actually throughout high school and up until this weekend, I always held my tears in, and it was really powerful. These guys came up to me and they said, just Riley, let it go. God's telling you, let it go. I was like, oh my gosh. I can't let this go. And instantly, this tear just fly down, and I was just, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. God, what's going on? And he's like, just let it all go. And instantly, he's like, you know the deep crying, just snot. And I'm just sitting there, just crying, and they're just like, yes, God knows you. He's sending out His love to you right now, and you can feel it. I'm like, yeah. And I just want to say that because God was calling me this weekend to give everything, give up, everything that's so sinful in my life. That's, I like to go out to parties like that. Whenever I go home, I get caught in partying with my friends and drinking a lot, and it's, it crushes me because it's like, God, you're letting that light really I blocked that light that God's really gotten me. And this weekend, God was just like, you gotta let it all go. This is it right here. Let these tears flow, let it all come out in these tears right here. And so I was like crazy. I was like, oh, okay. And then just this last night, I was reading this book called Crazy Love, and it was talking about lukewarm Christians, and I was like, wow, it's crazy how at so many times I'm like this, we can all be like this, and so it's kind of like, keeping all of us accountable here, how, we need to stop being lukewarm Christians and really give it all to God. Like, there's no he doesn't want lukewarm, because there's no definition of lukewarm in the Bible. It's like, it's either you're on fire or you're not.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like we gotta be on fire right now. We need a sense of urgency on this campus. Like we need to get going right now. We gotta get going, right?
I had a dream in preparation for today. In this dream, I had Tyler, Courtney, and Scott pray for me. And then God told me, Tyler's going to open with something, Courtney's going to confirm it, and Scott's going to finish it. And then this is what I was told. We are free in Christ. You know, Tyler talked about that. We're no longer behind the scenes. We're called to go out and lead. Courtney talked about passion. You know, we're given a passion from Christ. And then Scott just finished it. There's no plan B. We're the only Jesus someone's going to see. Go out and affect our communities. Go out and affect our schools, our neighbors, our roommates, you know. Last week I had an opportunity in my earth science. We have a cave where we all just hang out. And there's about five of us, and they were doing work talking about it, and earth science is the epitome of anti-Bible, you know. And so they're talking about God, and I'm like, sweet. So I just started talking, you know, they didn't listen, but I still, you know. And, so I just come up here, and then I had another dream after I woke up, and I realized, like, oh, cool. And then it was, we all left, all of us just went out and went, and there were some of us behind, and I was behind, and I woke up saying, no, I don't want to be left behind, guys, don't be left behind, we're moving, we're rolling, so continue to move.
And it was a really good experience for me. Shoot, I'm forgetting their name, but there was a group of people that we talked about a lot, and Moravians, yes. And the Moravians were this group of people that had an amazing passion for the Lord. They prayed for 100 years straight, just had people praying for 100 years straight. You know, and that was crazy for me because, like, when I wake up in the morning, I've stopped praying before meals. I barely pray at all, you know. But these people could pray for 100 years. And then another one of those stories that really touched me is, I can't remember all the details, but basically a group of Moravians were crossing the Atlantic on their way to evangelize to America. And this terrible storm came up, and everybody else was hiding on the ship, and the Moravians were standing out in the middle of the rain, and they were, you know, they thought they were going to die. And, you know, they were happy. They realized that they were that close from meeting God, and they were excited because, you know, what could be better? And, you know, they knew if God didn't bring them out of that, they would get to see Him face to face. And then the most incredible story for me, this was a story I've never heard before, and it was so touching. A group of two Moravians decided to sell themselves into slavery because there was this island, and the owner of the island said there was no missionaries allowed on it. And there were 3,000 slaves on this island that probably would have never heard about Christ. So these men, for their lives, they literally sold themselves into slavery. They had to buy their own passage to their slavery because the guy wouldn't pay to transport them. And these men, you know, just gave everything up. And it's so amazing to me that these people are so close to our time. I mean, it was only a few hundred years ago, and people had that kind of passion and that kind of zeal. And, you know, miracles can happen. God is moving. God is working. And I just pray that we would all have that kind of fervor, that kind of passion. I mean, to look death in the face. I'm scared of a midterm. I mean, so yeah, praying for that type of courage and that type of passion.
I'm going to read something that the Lord just kind of like spoke to my heart, and it's something that I wrote. It's called Finding Love in Places They Said Love Would Never Be. I've been searching. Oh, I've been searching a very long time. Love was the object of my pursuit, yet love wasn't where they said it would be. They said love would be at a party, but all I ran into is hate. It shot arrows at my goody-goody past and my apprehensive and not good at hiding it demeanor. Hate's aim was good. It had been practicing as if training for the Olympics. And when the gold medal was up for grabs, Hate performed, and the bullseye that was on my heart had been struck. They said love would be at a coffee date with that one friend. But all I encountered was shame. Grace had not been offered, yet I had been forced fed a ladle full of guilt. When my heart attempted rejecting the sludge, I glanced up, only to behold a wagging finger, not only shaming me for what I'd done, but also not accepting the punishment of which I deserved. They said love would be in my mama, but all I soaked up was disappointment. Claiming she made a misstep somewhere down the road of raising me, as if she'd taken a left turn when she meant to go right, and man, I was nothing but wrong. A warm embrace would come along once in a while, but a cold shoulder would soon push me away once more. I caught a glimpse of love, but it was conditional. I had to be right to know love. I'm hardly ever right, and love remained a stranger. They said, at all costs, avoid the dirt. Love would never be caught dead in the mud. Run, hide, shower 12 times a day. And by shower they meant attend a church service, help in Sunday school, and if you were in real trouble, a high five from the pastor would solve any mess. I showered excessively. The hot water scalded my skin and I rubbed my body raw. If I couldn't be right, at least I was clean. I was clean, but full of hate. Clean, but ashamed. Worst of all, I was clean, but full of disappointment. I didn't belong at the party, on the coffee date, or in the arms of my mother. The places people told me I could go were exactly the places I wasn't welcome. And so I sunk. Into the mud, into the filth I sunk. My exterior finally matched my interior, and dirty as I was, something about the consistency of it all was a relief. And so I dwelled. In the mud, in the filth I dwelled. People stared, and people talked, as if none of them wished their inner dirt wasn't screaming for the bleached white outer perfection to shatter so the muck could be heard and could be known. And so I cried. Through the mud, through the filth I cried. The muck was finally able to speak from the depths of my soul, and my head was finally attentive. This soul of mine, it started out shouting, furious and rampant. The rage lasted half a quick car ride, and a whimper took its place. And so I ached. Drenched in the mud, drenched in the filth, I ached. The soul, the deepest part of my being, had been ravaged. They were wrong. Love didn't make an appearance at the party, nor did it attend the coffee date, nor was it flowing from a mother's heart. But they were right about one thing. Love wasn't caught dead in the mud. For love, even in filth, was very much alive. And not just with that, it was just kind of a testament to how God is everywhere, and if you're in a high place, God's there. If you're in the mud, like God's there, and He doesn't want you to stay in the mud. He wants you to be purified by Him and to be cleansed and redeemed and everything. But if you're there now, be there and let God meet you there.
I'm about to stay here for a little bit. You sit in the front row. It's because God gave me this gift of Him putting visions in my head about people, and I try to ignore it, so I sit in the front row so I can see you guys' faces. And but then now I can sit in the back and I get to see you guys and just pray for you guys and what a blessing that is. So like all you guys are a blessing in my life. I don't know who you guys are. I mean, I've met a lot of you, but y'all blessed my life. And just saying that, you guys all came here probably because somebody invited you. And I just want to continue just to encourage you to keep inviting, to be open, and that's what Raul said. Like, that's awesome. That you're here. That's like I just touched my heart. That's awesome, man. And so just like I want to encourage you. The vision that God gave me for all you guys tonight, sitting back here, is that you guys are all like little candle wicks. Like we all have like little flames, like little fire. Okay, so right now we're one big fire. That's awesome. We're just heat up like yes, Jesus. Okay, this is our nice little safe place, our bubble, right? We feel good here, we feel safe, hopefully. Then you go out in the real world, right? Okay, and then there's people that might knock you down, maybe in the classroom, at work, on your sports team, could be roommates, just knock you down. You don't feel so good about yourself, maybe questioning like what's going on, am I really doing this for God? So I question, that little flame, on the candle, it goes out, right? But hopefully the person next to you or somebody in your life, your accountability partner, they can tip their little candle over. And, that's where that goes. So, anyways, that's like a little teapot. But hey, that's my encouragement to you guys. I hope you guys find that, and that you guys can keep encouraging each other, keep that plan going, guys. You guys always, when you guys leave, I just see you guys as candles walking out. You guys can spread and just keep lighting other candles. So, hey, that's about it.